痛いほどこの胸を熱くする始まるね信じることからこの気持ち生きる証果てしない未来広がるこの空新しい自分に生まれ変わる世界中幸せの勇気を降らせてみせるよその手つないで
Hello! It took me like three tries to turn on my mic tonight. I kept misclicking right next to it, but we're good. I'm unmuted. We should be fine. Goats Arterius, thank you so much for the sub! I appreciate that! How are you guys doing tonight? How was everybody's Saturday? Graha's still here for a little while.
A little bit
Just a little bit. No, even if we hit the goal, he's gonna survive the stream. Because I don't want to have to stop a Moru scene to be like, alright, we have to juice him now. Oh.
I know you're going through it, but oh,
there it is. Oh god. Digital Raptor comes in with the finish. Alright, Graha will be juiced. Noah, thank you for the follow.
Hello. Oh.
My goodness. Alright, chat, I hope you're happy. I hope you're all happy after this stream, and when he gets juiced in the next one, you'll never see him again, and then you'll be sorry.
No!
You all did this.
No! Wait! What will we do without him?
He's juiced, he's gonna be gone.
No!
Like, I don't know what you guys thought would happen.
No way. No way.
I see chat is just celebrating though.
Juice that boy. Juice that boy.
God.
What a great start.
What a time. No. Oh my gosh, I forgot to change the game title on my little thing.
Oh,
Let's do that. Well, just like in the stream overlay.
Oh, I gotcha. I see it. I see what you mean.
Like, let's fix that. We're not playing any streamer overload tonight. We're playing the House of Fada Regatta.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, I'm glad we're starting the stream off with a bang. Everybody's excited about the juicing. Good for you guys. I hope you're all proud of yourselves. Listen, we're gonna bring out your man in a second. We have to do our summer for people who missed last time. I want to see him too. I'm shaking. I want to see him as soon as possible. But I have to control myself for once in my life.
I'm proud of you.
Thank God we have some Jacopo support in the chat tonight. Last week was so much.
We're gonna need it.
No! You were defending him too. You were.
I know.
Alright, so last time we did finish off chapter 2.
We did.
Yeah. So, I believe, yes, last time, was it last time? Yes, we found out a little bit more about Yukimasa's kind of backstory and some of the events that kind of led up to him becoming the Beast. We basically kind of found out more about how he felt very isolated from his homeland and just kind of everything due to the fact that Japan was isolationist during that period. He had never actually seen it, but he kind of, you know, made it out to people as if he had been from there. He was very much playing a role to other people, including Pauline. But, you know, he'd go on these nice little ship voyages and frame people for crimes and torture them. Just for fun. Just for fun. Hello, Aravity. Good to see you.
Hello.
But yeah,
he's a little fucked up.
Yeah, it's a little guy. Oh, he's a little fucked up. That's Yukimasa. But it's fine. So, basically, he slowly kind of regained his memories from before he was in the shipwreck and kind of, you know, took on this new identity to kind of escape the trauma of everything that had happened to him. But he's still kind of trying to keep it together, trying to kind of deny it. And the white-haired girl is doing her best to help him through that. But in the end, one day, she gets sick, and he works up the courage to go into town and try to buy her some medicine and some fruit, because, you know, like, she is the most important thing to him, she is his peace, and he does not want to lose her. But while he's there, even though he makes it through the town, you know, nobody reacts to him really. He is told that some men from the town have organized, led by a little boy, Javi, to go into the forest and kill the beast once and for all. No! But of course, Yukimasa, the beast, is not there. Only the white-haired girl is back at the manor. So he races back, only to find that, you know, the men killed the white-haired girl. Javi says it was an accident, but we don't know exactly what happened there. And basically is like, well, you know what, this is fair, like, you killed Pauline, you took the last shred of hope that I had for anything good in my life away from me. You know, and you killed her to be with this woman, so I'm going to take, you know, like, we took her from you, so, like, you know, fair's fair, you know. But in the end, Yukimasa, you know, isn't really all that bothered by this so much as he's like, well, now I have no more reason to stop being, you know, a murderer. Like, you took, that was just my tether. Yeah, she was important, but now that she's gone, I can just kind of do whatever, I guess. And so he massacres the entire village. And that is how chapter 2 ends. It's a great time.
Yeah, the maid's like, well, that was a door, and closes it.
Pretty much. Yeah, he's kind of a wife guy. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
So last episode, we very briefly started chapter 3.
Yes, we got to see the intro to chapter 3.
Yeah, which is like
1869, I think?
Oh yeah, funny number.
Yes, funny number.
So the second door took place in like 1709 or something. So now
like
we're
that.
like over 150 years into the future. Let's go. Basically, we are introduced to Jacopo and his many cronies.
Those aren't his cronies, those are his business friends.
Yeah, you're right. Basically, this is around the time when the railroad across America was being created.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It is across America. Yeah.
This one is taking place in America.
Yeah.
So not only are we moving time, the house moves throughout the world depending on like what's going on. It appears and disappears.
Quite interesting. So you meet Jacopo. He's a little bit. He's a lot racist. So he is an investor into the railroad, which he believes is gonna go real far. And his business partners are like, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. And we meet his wife, which is the white-haired girl, and she walks in to give everybody some tea. And he's like, what are you doing? We don't want your tea. Go back to your room. I told you to stay in your room.
This is the men's room. Why are you in here?
Exactly.
Get out of here, woman.
He's racist. He's sexist. He abuses his wife. He's not a good person. At least not in this universe. So they leave into the hallway. He's like yelling at her. And so she goes back to her room. But while she's on the way to her room, she drops the cup and it breaks. And all the servants around her, instead of helping her clean it up, they just start laughing at her. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. It's basically since her husband doesn't respect her, like none of his employees do either.
Exactly. So, until this one maid named Maria comes in, and she's like, "What are you all doing? Laughing at her? Don't do that. Go clean it up. Take care of it.
Do your freaking job.
Do your freaking job." Yeah, exactly. So she whisks away the white-haired girl, and is like, "You need to stick up for yourself." Blah, blah, blah. She's like, "Okay," but yes, Maria. Maria's very sweet. Maria cares for her.
Yes, Maria's the one person who is nice to the white-haired girl.
Yeah, and I think that's where we left off, right?
It is. That is exactly where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Before we start, how is the sound level, everybody? Is it still okay? I don't know if it's too quiet. If one of us is too quiet.
yeah, let us know if there's any problem with the sound.
Yeah, sounds good.
Good.
Okay, perfect.
I know the sound in this chapter can be a little loud, the music can be, so if it needs to be adjusted, we are happy to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
So, we will switch over then and get the game started.
Let's go.
Oh man, I forgot to change the background for the stream this time, but that's fine.
That's
We'll get it next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can remember our dearest Pauline for a bit.
We can think about Pauline. Miss her. Alrighty.
Also, don't. Oh yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Kevin.
No, I just had to make sure everything was all good with Discord.
Perfect.
Always fun. Alright, we are in.
Oh no, wait, now I have to voice act it.
You do!
Okay. The woman's name was Maria. She was one of the maids. And she was the one person in the mansion the white-haired girl could finally think of as an ally. Though her husband paid her no mind and the maids made her life miserable, just one person, Maria, treated her with respect and kindness. And I am sure you can readily imagine just how much of a lifesaver that was for her. I too found myself somewhat relieved that Maria was there for her. Being a servant of this house, I was also one of the maids working there at the time. However, I was unable to involve myself to any degree in her fate. This meant that there was little I could do to assist her, even in times of pain and unpleasantness. The best I could do was pray that Maria would continue to lend the white-haired girl her hand. And that does it.
Thank you, Maria. You're always such a big help.
Oh no need to thank me. I just did what any good maid should do.
No one else is in the room, you know?
Oh, right. Then I can drop the act? Man, I just can't get used to talking all stuffy. I'm out there doing my best, but the head maid's still spouting stuff like, "Your manner of speaking is improper for a servant." Every single time we meet. Yeesh, come on, just shove it, would ya? You're a damn creep.
I love Maria.
Me too.
Now, you mustn't speak of her like that.
Sorry, slip of the tongue. She just kind of gives me the willies, you know?
Deuce, are you about to break out of your cage? Are you rattling that cage?
Rattle the bars!
Yeah, rattle the bars.
Speaking of, you dropped the stuffy talk too, madam. Kinda awkward if only one of us is acting casual, you know?
This is normal for me. If I attempted to talk like you, I would freeze up out of nervousness. This is my casual.
Fair enough. Guess that's what happens when you're raised well. I like it though. It has a very regal feel about it.
I don't think my upbringing is the only factor.
But you know, upbringing is important. Worth a whole lot more money, I'd say.
I suppose. Thank you, Maria. You're always so compassionate.
You betcha. They don't call me the Virgin Mary for nothing. I practically bleed compassion.
You know, that might be true. You very well could be the reincarnation of the Mother of God.
No. You were supposed to laugh at that. It's just embarrassing if you take it seriously. Alone in the white-haired girl's room, Maria was acting much more friendly and relaxed as they conversed, as opposed to her no-nonsense attitude in the hallway. I think Maria and the white-haired girl should kiss. I agree.
Good thought, good thought.
The two women were, as you can see, quite close.
They were very good friends.
They were very good friends. They had crossed over the wall separating master from servant and built a bond of friendship. And at some point, they had begun to speak frankly with one another when no one else was around. Maria was the only person in the mansion with whom the white-haired girl felt comfortable being open. I imagine she very much enjoyed these moments of conversation. You wish to know who the head maid was? My. Are you sure you want to ask me that, Master? She's like, who else do you think?
Come on, you should be able to guess by now.
Some questions are better left unasked for your own good. I have to say, madam, you have the prettiest fingers. Mine are all rough and dry and nasty.
You think so? Mine haven't the slightest bit of muscle. They're about as frail as dead branches.
Oh, who needs beefy mitts anyway?
I still think healthy-looking hands like yours are far more attractive.
What? What's to like about these things? Women all over the world dream of having hands like yours. Slender, feminine, and perfectly cared for. I don't know, just looking at them lights a fire in my loins. She's flirting very hard.
Yeah.
Makes you want to lick every last one of them.
Freyja, they're lesbians.
They're lesbians. Actually, say, can I lick them? Oh no!
Deliver the line, Freyja.
Oh no!
Deliver the line, Freyja.
Can I run my tongue up and down all 10 of those sweet little digits? Come on, can I? What do you say?
Stop that, Maria! Seriously!
I'm kidding, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Maria.
Ah, right. How did those tea leaves turn out, madam? The ones we imported.
Haha, no homo.
I'm just kidding, unless...
We're just gals being pals.
All the maids just adore it. They can't get enough of that aroma. I'd sure like to get a taste of it. If you end up with extra, you think you could spare us it for me?
That was, what was in the cups I dropped.
What? Really? Well, ain't that a crying shame? And Jacopo wouldn't have any of it? God, why does that man have such a stick up his ass? You went through all the trouble of making it for him and...
He was busy. It's not his fault.
Busy? You mean playing billiards? Yeah, I said that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't say words. Drinking bourbon and puffing a damn cigar? I did it.
You did it. It may look to us like they are making small talk, but I'm certain their meeting has some importance to their business. It was imprudent of me to try to step into the men's world.
That's just not right. I I mean, you're his wife. Why shouldn't you be allowed into the room?
It doesn't bother me. Riri redeemed a thirsty. Oops. Let's take a sip.
Hello, Gazan. Welcome.
Yes, welcome, Gazan. How are you?
You don't have to pretend.
Here's an idea. How would you like to have some of that tea now? We also have some orange marmalade, which you like so much. And a scoop of that and a tray of cookies, and we have perfect tea time.
You're singing the siren song, madam. But you really should be doing that with him.
He would not have tea. I suspect he does not like it. I don't want it to go to waste, so...
Madam, I know it's none of my business, and I have no place at all saying this, but it's not impossible for a woman to file a divorce now these days. You don't have to sit down and take it, not one bit. You're pretty, well-educated, and still young. There's hope, even if you do leave him. There are plenty of there's plenty of other men out there. You aren't obligated to stick to that arrogant jerk.
He's just very busy right now.
There you go again.
There was a time when he was kind. He wasn't like this when we first met. Back then he was a little awkward, but a kind man.
Him? A kind man?
Yes, believe it or not. There was indeed a time. Say, Maria, would you mind giving me a little bit more of your time? I'll make some tea and we can talk.
Alright. If you're telling me about when Jacopo was decent, I'm all ears.
Indeed. Chad, are you ready to hear about Jacopo being a decent man?
It's time.
As I'm sure you're aware, our parents arranged our marriage. Before I emigrated to this country to be married, I lived in a misty island nation.
She's so pretty here, I just have to say.
I love this design. It's so pretty. Portraits of my ancestors hung in the house where I lived. I remember as a child wincing in fear at the sight of them staring down at me. My mother and father were constantly telling me to show them respect, as it was their hard work that kept our bloodline alive and well. However, they were fighting an uphill battle to do the same. It would have been clear to anyone reasonably perceptive that our house was coming tumbling down. Valuable furniture and paintings slowly disappeared, and eventually the portraits were gone too. As our house collapsed, so too did my parents' health deteriorate, robbing us of any source of income. And though I was educated, I lacked the skills necessary to obtain work. Just as we were about to run out of money and options, my parents received Jacopo's parents' marriage proposition. Both of our families stood to benefit from the arrangement. I had social status, and he had wealth. We each had what the other lacked. One needs more than money to make it in the world. Without at least a semi-reputable name attached to you, you're liable to get laughed out of most social gatherings. I first met Jacopo here, in this country. We didn't even know what the other looked like until our wedding day. To be quite honest, I was scared to death at first. I was so nervous. What kind of man would he be? Was I to be wed to some middle-aged stranger? We were not marrying because we had fallen in love like a normal couple. I knew I was in no position to be concerned with such things, but when I thought about our future, I shook with fear. But the man I saw through my veil at the wedding was remarkable. He was young, had strong masculine eyes, and at the same time, he too appeared nervous.
Aww.
He was shaking as much, no, even more than me. Seeing that, the priest gave an impish little smirk when he asked Jacopo if he vowed his eternal love to me. I counted myself among the happy, and I still do. For in that moment, I experienced true love. You wanted to hear about when he was kind to me? Well, after the wedding, we were given a week to ourselves. I suppose you could call it a honeymoon, though we didn't take a trip overseas, or even go very far at all. He looked at me with uncertainty and asked, "Where would you like to go?" I beg your pardon? That's what this week is for, right? I'll consider granting your request, so tell me where you want to go. This is all so sudden. Bark, everybody, bark. Freyja, bark.
Bark, 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 bark.
There we go. Bark, 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 bark. All right. Nothing? Well, this whole engagement was spur of the moment. Normally, we would have planned a trip in advance. I like the highlighted park. I'm excited to see the split in chat between the Jacopo barkers and the Jacopo non-barkers.
Me too.
It's already happening. Listen, I understand. I'm listening. Alright, I'll continue reading while chat fights. But unfortunately, our purpose is served so long as we act the part. You must be disappointed that you have to plan your honeymoon as it's happening. No, What? Speak clearly. I don't like it when people don't speak their mind. I'm sorry, but I'm happy. Even if this is a political marriage. Well, you're quite the positive thinker. Your parents say something to make you think that way?
No, she's just perfect.
Well, either way, if you're so glad to be in this arrangement, then hurry up and decide on a destination. Though there is a limit to how far we can go. If you want to take a trip, I'll consider it. What, something funny? It just seemed comical to me that our honeymoon has begun, and we're only now deciding where we want to go. Not in a bad way, though. I'm glad our parents didn't arrange everything for us. Perhaps you've heard, but I am quite sensitive to sunlight and not in the best of health. So it would be rather trying for me to spend a full week out of the house. We couldn't go on a trip, but if it's not too much trouble... Speak up. Could you show me around town? I'm new to this country and unfamiliar with its customs, and I'm rather afraid to go wandering about on my own. Show you around? Yes. Would that be possible? On a rare bit of time off, you asked me to show you around town. Is that really the most exciting idea you have? I'm sorry. If, there is somewhere you would like to go, I am fine with that. I will accompany you anywhere. As if I could drag someone who just professed being sickly all over the country. My god, I've lost all interest in a trip. Tsundere.
Tsundere.
Hello, what are you doing? Go get ready, now. I beg your pardon? Didn't you want to see the town? You will show me around? You're the one who asked. Not like I have any other options, so yeah, I'll show you around. Thank you. Don't just stand there, you dullard. Get a move on. One moment. Wait for me, please. Alright, Nox is unimpressed so far. He hurriedly climbed into the carriage he had called for, a look of frustrated displeasure on his face. And then, as if he had forgotten about me until that moment, he returned, grabbed me by the arm, and led me to the carriage. In retrospect, I realized he was not being very gentlemanly. He's gonna be maidenless extremely soon. No maidens?
None.
But I was
He's
pleased.
getting it taken away.
Yeah, but I was pleased that he was making any attempt to interact with me at all. As the carriage trotted down the streets, I saw so many new things. I had spent most of my time cooped up inside at home, so it was like stepping into an entirely new world. And add to that the rapid industrial advancement currently taking place. I saw men shouting back and forth as they smacked newspaper articles with the backs of their hands. I saw corner cafes crowded with cigar-smoking men on the break from work. It was like the hustle and bustle of a festival. But every festival has its underside. I also saw overworked men, looking like they were on the verge of collapse, drinking water from a spigot on the side of the road. By way of contrast, I wore fine clothing and had a carriage at my disposal. I imagine every day was a struggle for them to just remain afloat. Had I not married the man I had, I too might have found myself on the streets in a similar fashion. But it was not relief that spread through my breast at the sight of them. It was pains of guilt. It felt to me like a life of opulence was wrong, sinful. It broke my heart to know that I was living so much better than them. Jacopo snorted disapprovingly at me, seemingly reading my mind, and then said, "The poor man who envies the rich covets his..." Whoa. Where is this music coming from? Oh my god! Oh! That surprised the heck out of me. Oh my gosh. I forgot that I had set up Blurp. Oh my god.
That was cute.
Hello, Commander Alex, how are you? I was sitting there, like, did I leave a tab open on Chrome or something? I was like, I shouldn't have. I swear I closed everything. God. I was just like, yeah. It's funny because I was even thinking about it like, oh yeah, chat can bonk me this stream. But it hasn't happened yet. I shouldn't have reminded them, but it's fine. Alright.
I was just about to redeem it, but I don't have enough points.
That's what happens when you use it all on catboy juicing.
Yeah.
Ow! What the heck? Oh my god. Commander Alex, why? Oh my gosh. Alright, now that I'm bonked, I'm in a proper headspace to be Jacopo.
Good.
The poor man who envies the rich, covets his wealth, and finds the ambition to make the same for himself. And the rich man who pities the poor, thinking it his duty to give them offerings of philanthropy. To me, the latter is far more nefarious. Excessive charity will ruin a man, make him come to expect handouts. And then there are those with the wrong idea of pity, who let themselves fall down to the same place, mistakenly believing it will somehow make the poor feel better. What a joke. If you're going to do anything for them, you might as well encourage them to climb upward. Jacopo said, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Spur on economic growth and the flow of capital. Ow!
Now you're getting bullied.
I'm just getting bonked. Gosh, doesn't that sound like the better option? I say nothing, simply smiling and giving an ambiguous nod. Oh, the amount of times I've done that to men who start talking to me about this sort of stuff.
Right?
It's like, yeah. Interesting thoughts. He had a point. My sympathy and guilt meant nothing to people actually experiencing. Oh my god. Y'all.
Oh no!
Modern day Jacopo's a crypto bro. No!
No! Oh no, would he be though?
I feel like he might be. I don't know. He would either like it or he would think it's super, super stupid, you know? Like, he would go
That's
one way or the
true.
other super hard.
He is a really smart businessman.
He had a point. My sympathy and guilt meant nothing to people actually experiencing hardship. If, feeling guilty of my own fortune, I acted upon that pity in the same way he had described, it would accomplish little more than self-satisfaction. He seemed to have seen straight through to my very core. This was a man who had built his own fortune through investment, which I imagine required him to be rather astute. But doesn't a world where everyone is constantly trying to climb higher and higher sound rather exhausting? I, personally, would prefer to be in a position where I could watch, if only from a distance, as others climbed. but obviously I could not say as much to him. Sometime later, the carriage came to a stop in front of a shop. As I looked at the building perplexedly, he gestured to the door with his chin, signaling for me to get out. Lost and confused, I stepped down from the carriage, and before me spread a showcase behind a large glass window. However, lined up in the case were not precious metals or expensive clothing, but machines. At first, I had no idea what kind of devices they were. Have you never had your photo taken before? No, I have had a portrait painted, though. Are these machines for taking photographs? A portrait, eh? Why am I not surprised? I did not mean to boast. Go on, get in. Please, wait for me. The owner came out to greet us with a wide smile as we entered the shop.
That's me.
It's you.
Well, if this ain't the strangest thing I've seen all day. You bringing a lady, and a real looker at that. Where on earth did you catch this pretty little thing?
She's my wife.
Huh. Well, I beg your pardon.
Oh, his accent went because I couldn't keep it up for very long. I can try and do it for a little bit again. But I cannot hold it. I can't do accents.
Chat, do you want to see the accent?
Do you want to hear the accent? Do you want to hear my best Italian accent again?
Or are we sparing the Italians? I'll be a monkey's uncle. Just goes to show you never know where the cards may fall. I almost said where the credit cards may fall. I don't know why.
Alright, I need to do my warm-ups again. Okay, I swear to God, this is the only way I can get to do my shitty Italian accent is if I say these lines first. It's a me. It's a me.
Mamma mia, yes, what?
Yeah, just like that. Mamma mia. The pizza, the pasta, the pepperoni. Stop it if you laugh. If you make me laugh too much, I'm gonna lose it again.
Okay, we're shutting up.
I am not a voice actress. Yahoo! It's a me. Let's go. I don't know if I can do it deep. You make it sound like my getting married is some kind of miracle. I can't even do it for one line. I feel so ridiculous. Okay, take two.
Take two.
You make it sound like my getting married is some kind of miracle.
Perfect. I always saw you as one to choose money over love, sir. Oh, pardon me. This isn't appropriate to say in front of your wife.
Do you often come to this shop? On occasion. I need some things here from time to time. I see. There you go. Freyja, I just hear you giggling. There you go, smirk. What's so funny? We're going to have our photo taken, yes? I'm so nervous and excited. I've never had one before. And to have it taken side by side with you. What are you talking? I can't do it, chat. I'm losing it. It's gone. It's gone. I can't do it anymore. We got it for a bit. It's gone.
Well done.
I did my best. What are you talking about? Pardon? Who said we were getting our pictures taken? And side by side, please. You're sending shivers down my spine. But this is a photography shop. You guys are welcome. I did my best for you.
Proud of you.
Nobody tell real Italians what I've done.
I'm telling Manabi.
Please don't. I don't want her to see this. Hey, shopkeep. The product I contacted you about, is it ready?
Oh, yep. Sit tight. I'll be right out.
Huh? You take a seat. There's a chair over there. So long, gay Bowser. There you go, chat. What? I'm going to show you something much more exciting than sitting still and waiting in front of a camera lens. Oh? Just do as I say. Okay. I'm so glad you guys like it. I'm really good at this.
You're incredibly good.
If any voice acting companies want to contact me, my DMs are open.
We'll play any Italian.
Yeah. Too bad JoJo Part 5 is over. I could have rocked it.
The Mario movie's still open.
Oh my god, yeah, I could be in the Mario
recast.
movie with Chris Pratt. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal Chris Pratt's job.
Yeah, do it.
I'm gonna cuck him from Mario. I sat down in front of a large mirror, which I presume is normally used to check your appearance before having your picture taken. Sitting before a mirror with someone else present was quite nerve-wracking. Out of embarrassment, I dropped my gaze to my knees. But when Jacopo returned, I was entranced by the curious object in his hands.
Aww.
What is this? Do you know what persistence of vision is? Huh? The human eye does not perceive the world 100% accurately. This is especially true for objects in motion. It remembers images for a short time, so if you put a new image in the same place, your eye perceives it as in motion. Seeing for yourself will be faster than explaining it. You see the slits in the disc? Look through the bottom and one into the mirror. Okay. Glad to hear you got better, Goats. Congrats, good for you. Hope Jacopo gets better soon too. Actually, he did as soon as I stopped that accent.
Yeah, he did.
Good, just like that. Bring your head in close. Here goes. Standing behind me, he slid his finger across the top of the peculiar toy, causing it to spin gracefully. And then... So, what do you see? They're dancing! A man and woman are dancing! Sounds like you're not having any trouble seeing it. Are they dancing well? Yes, they are. It's the most adorable thing. Well, adorable? That's funny. I asked to have it modeled after a ballroom dance. Yes, it's a very elegant dance. But you see, they're small, like little dwarves, which I thought was kind of cute. And they seem so close, going around and around without ever letting go of each other's hands. This is incredible. Why does it look like they're dancing? They were all lined up in a row a few moments ago. Goodness, I just explained that to you. It's playing a trick on your eyes. What you're seeing is lots of different pictures together in a short period of time. To put it in words you might understand better, it's an illusion. Your eyes are being fooled into thinking the image is moving. An illusion. But they're dancing. They really are. And they look like they're having a wonderful time. Are you sure it's an illusion and not something else? To me, it does not seem to be. I cannot see it as anything but two tiny people dancing. That's how it works. Reach out your hand and try to grab them. You won't be able to. You're right. That's a shame. I didn't think you actually would. But it's the most precious thing. They look as though they're dancing atop my palm. I was mesmerized by the strange phenomenon. Pictures were moving, after all. Still images had begun dancing before me. It was almost as if God had breathed life into them. He had called it an illusion, but I could not grasp that. It was such an adorable, heartwarming sight. I imagined the two were off living in some other world, separate from our own. They looked so happy. I was almost certain that they were off dancing in their joyous world, free from all the sorrow and loneliness and pain of this one. Eventually, the speed at which they danced began to slow, as if they were resting their legs. I almost thought I could hear the sound of their feet with each step.
He's so cute.
They've stopped. They can dance forever. They don't get tired. I see. I'm amazed such an incredible device exists in this world. It makes me wish I had gone outside sooner. I'm sure someone from as distinguished a house as yours had seen plenty of amazing things with your family. Hardly. I rarely ever left the house. I'm ignorant about the ways of the world. If you had not told me, I would have probably never known about moving pictures. The illusion of moving pictures. Do you like it? Yes, of course. More than the portrait you had painted. Yes, I do. The painting was wonderful too, but... You can't seem to make up your mind. Go on, tell me, which do you like better, the portrait or this? Oh, Deuce is rattling so hard. I like this better. I see. He looks somewhat pleased. But when it comes down to it, this is a simple trick only a child would fall for. Then, I suppose that makes me a child. If it means I get to watch something as splendid as two tiny people dancing, I'll happily fall for the trick. Quit describing it as two tiny people dancing. You're going to lose your head that far up in the clouds. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's what they are.
I do not know how else to describe it, though. It's a toy called... Oh god, I have to say this. It's a toy called a phenakistoscope. Phenakistoscope? Phenakistoscope. Phenakis... wheel. Close enough.
She's so cute.
He made that word up on the spot. It was invented around 30 years ago. I had the shopkeep make one modeled after the original design. So the shop owner drew this? He did. A lot better than you'd expect, isn't he? Yes, indeed. I am surprised he could draw something so cute. Say that to his face and he'll go red as a beet. What I'd give to get a load of that. You should tell him next time you see him. He's a sweet man. Despite how he looks, you mean. It's not right to judge people based on their appearance. I'm just kidding. Don't take it too seriously. The shopkeep here loves new technology. That phenakistoscope is one such invention that caught his eye. You can trick the eye into thinking drawings are moving. Using a sequence of photos, you can perhaps make it seem as though real people are moving too. And if it becomes possible to show those many images to people at once, these developments could broaden the options artists have to express themselves. Not drawings, but photographs? Yes, photos. By taking hundreds, or perhaps thousands of photographs, it would be possible to reproduce the world as we see it. This room, people walking down the streets. There's no point in recording boring everyday life, though. If you're gonna leave a record of anything behind, it should be the projects and enterprises that move nations. Say, for example, a moving record of the opening ceremony of the railroad. It's my Rat Man! That would be something worth watching. And then in time, it would expand beyond a mere record-keeping technology and find its way into the hands of artists. Is such a thing possible? You must remain still for a long time just to take a single photograph. Right now it isn't, but eventually it will be, and I'm not simply fantasizing here. Is that so? It sounds so very futuristic. Do you... What? Do you want to support people who work on that sort of thing? Is that why you're friends with the owner? It has nothing to do with my wants. I merely think there's money in it. The rich starve for entertainment, and artists create that entertainment. Okay, that's a lie. I did not tell you he's great and nice. I definitely did not say that. I absolutely did not say that. I did not. I explicitly was like, he's horrible. He's...
We do not make excuses for this man here.
Listen, there's the strength in knowing that he's terrible and knowing that your taste is like this.
Exactly. Exactly, Nox.
You're not weak-willed and make excuses. I have no interest in their pretentious self-expression. I just want their money. What? What's so funny? You look like you're enjoying yourself. Honestly, it's just about the money. As you say. Ah, don't bonk me for that. I have good taste. Alright, let's get moving. Next is dinner. What? We're leaving already? Does that displease you? No, not at all. To tell you the truth, I wanted to spend a little more time playing with the Fennicus wheel, but I could not bring myself to say as much. Reluctantly, I approached the owner to return the wheel. Don't bother. Bring it with you. What? But... If you don't want it, that's fine too. Just make your decision quickly. You're making the driver wait. Having said that, Jacopo exited the shop. I see nondescript wants to be stepped on, remembering that therapy is also nice. But all of the men in this game really should have gone to therapy, is my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my take.
I agree.
They should have had therapy back then. Having said that, Jacopo exited the shop. I alternated between looking at his back and at the Fennicus wheel, debating what I wanted to do. And then, with a smile, the owner whispered to me,
You're allowed to keep it, really. Your husband out there made it as a gift for you.
For me?
A little while back, he came to my shop asking me if I could make a finette. Then he kissed his scope. Now that about knocked me out of my chair. He's a man who almost never asks for favors. He's pretty damn risque.
I've always said it bursk, but I don't know if that's correct.
That word. He's got it. You can tell I'm bad at speaking. And he's got a tongue sharp enough to cut steel, but he's not wicked to his core, I swear it. So please, ma'am, be a pillar of support for him. Brusque?
Brusque. I'm sure that was 100% correct.
Absolutely.
In that moment, the Fennicus wheel became a precious treasure to me. We had only just married days earlier, and yet he had commissioned it for me without even knowing what I looked like. I was filled with a warm, present elation. Don't yell bruh me. I agreed with the owner. Jacopo was not a bad man. He merely had difficulty expressing himself. Hurrying back to the carriage, I gave him my deepest thanks. He glanced over at me for a moment, then turned back towards the window and muttered, "Yeah." From there, we went to a restaurant for dinner. You call this a pizza? The crust is an atrocity. It's like I'm chewing on a rubber. How can you wave my country's flag and not to serve a spaghetti? Do you have any shame at all? This wine is pitifully unbalanced, far too high levels of acidity. Listen to me carefully, the house wine is the face of a restaurant. He complained about every little thing. It was a complete disaster. But curiously enough, I was not at all put off by his behavior. When the sun set, the carriage made its way to a nearby hill. The cool nighttime breeze felt wonderful on my skin, flushed from the alcohol, and the light from the gas lamps had a comforting warmth to it. Though Jacopo had complained about the quality of the wine, once he had intoxicated himself, his mood improved visibly. It made him unexpectedly talkative. Look out at the city. Gloomy town that shuts down at night isn't suited to expansion or growth, but this city isn't like that. You can see people walking beneath the lamps, and you can hear the bustle of them talking. This is a city that still has plenty of room to grow. As they ride their rising wave of the economy, many, many people will gather here. More people means more money in circulation. More money in circulation means the city grows, companies are founded, and more goods are bought and sold. Will it really change so drastically? Well, no, he doesn't have issues. He's fine. Remember the last guy, guys? Remember the last guy?
I didn't have any issues.
Yeah,
It's fine.
he's not out here murdering everybody. This is fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
It can be difficult to see what's happening from the inside. The majority of people just go about their daily lives, and the next thing they know, things are different. No, I'd wager most don't notice the changes at all. Only those with eyes sharp enough to realize what's happening can see success. I cannot afford to overlook even the most minute change. At least Yukimasa wasn't Italian. Damn,
Oh my
deep
God.
cut. Deep cut. Do you have a dream of some kind? A dream. I'm not sure if it's easy enough to attain to call a dream. Others might call it greed, or perhaps ambition. Don't laugh now. My intention is to make the world mine. The world? Yes, the world. And to do that, you need neither physical strength nor kindness, but money and influence. People have no choice but to kneel before those forces. Rip Yakuba, he would have loved Hatsune Miku. So true.
Yeah.
Why are you so intent on obtaining power? Because I want to change my country, I imagine. Your country? You are aware that I, unlike you, am an immigrant, right? I emigrated from an island in the Mediterranean, though not the same island as you. My country is a peculiar place, where candor and violence go hand in hand. As a whole, the country is on the poor side, and if nobody does anything about that, I am one of but a few of my fellow countrymen who has his sights set on the New World. They are falling far behind other nations. If I find success here, perhaps that will catch their attention. But if it doesn't, then my country is doomed to collapse. You have much love for your homeland. My feelings are a little more complicated than mere love. But that's nothing you need to concern yourself with. Well, I'll have to remember not to get myself drunk around a woman again. Forget everything I just said. It's about time we head back to the house. Alright, but, what is it? Is it alright if I provide you encouragement as you try to attain your dream? I know my presence is more likely to be a hindrance, but I would like to be there to watch as you trek forward. I suppose, do as you wish. Ah yes, my country is what I say when speaking of Norway. People never wonder which country, of course. Listen, if you were Italian, you'd do the same thing. Thank you. You have my support then. Darling? Ugh, sent a shiver down my spine. Though not an unpleasant one. I'm glad to have you as my partner. I was, without a doubt, happy then. His smile, the things he said, the Fennicus wheel he gave me, they were all undeniably real. And those memories gave me the will to wait. For the day things go back to the way they were, they allow me to believe. My partner. Yeehaw.
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 Well, everybody, what do you think? Do you think he's a nice guy deep down? Okay. Oh,
I think this is Maria.
okay. Oh, yes. This is something that actually happened to another maid. She heard a sound in the middle of the night. Did I? Oh, yeah, thank you. A sound like dripping water.
So I'm also just getting rid of this bot.
Thank you. At first, she thought it was raining, so she looked through the window, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky to cover the stars. Maybe it's a faucet, she thought, so she stepped out of her room and into the corridor. Compared to her room, it was unearthly chilly. The maid regretted not bringing something to cover herself with. But that didn't make any sense. Normally, the temperature wasn't that much colder outside her room. Her night clothes had always been more than enough for a trip to the lavatory. Wondering what the reason could be, she made her way towards the sound. But then, she realized something. There were no faucets in the direction she was going. Rather, she was headed towards the hall. The mansion where she served had many halls, but this one was off in a far corner of the house. The yeast?
The yeast?
The least used hall of them all.
Why are you thinking about yeast?
Oh no!
What the heck?
Listen, least and the U were too close to each other.
You think yeast starts with a U?
No! It had a high roof, but not a lot of space, so it was difficult to make good use of. It also had a somewhat heavy air to it, a very curious room. It's the kind of place you might assign someone to clean as part of their hazing. Anyway, when the maid realized the sound was coming from that particular hall, she, as you might expect, let out an uncomfortable sigh. There might be a leak, and having noticed, she couldn't simply ignore it, you know? So, as much as she hesitated, she pulled open the doors to the hall. There was nobody there, and it didn't look like anything was leaking either. There were no puddles or water stains anywhere to be found. But she could still hear the sound. Drip, drip, getting louder and louder. Slowly stepping further into the room, looking left, then right, then left again, she searched for the source of the sound, coming to a stop in the center of the hall. She stood there still, quiet, and then a chilly spot on the nape of her neck. With a little yelp, she reached back to feel her neck, but it wasn't wet. Confused, she slowly, warily tilted her head backward. And there hung a bloody skeleton from the ceiling!
Whoa!
That's rich! Amazing! Oh my god, you screamed like a little girl!
Maria, you little...
My god, are you men or children? This is my house, and I would rather you didn't talk about it like that. Whose words were those again?
Shut your mouth! How do you know about that? Were you eavesdropping? And another thing, I do not care for the stupid, fantastical tales you women love to pass around.
Because they scare you? Oh, you've never been able to handle anything scary, Jacopo. Whoa, don't glare at me like that. You're gonna destroy my sides.
So, did you come here for the sole purpose of telling me that cheap tripe?
Acting tough after the fact just makes you look like twice as much of a wuss.
I love her.
She's so good. Well, I mean, I did make up a good half of it, but the maid really did hear a sound in the middle of the night. And it came from the back hall of this very mansion. Did you know? Did you say it used to be a chapel?
Again, I have no interest in you women's little ghost stories.
Is that so? You sure you're not just scared?
Maria!
Well, that said, the rumors aren't completely unfounded. This is a pretty old mansion, and it's had a lot of work done to it. Kind of feels like it's barely holding itself together. Like a big old quilt with pieces from all different time periods.
Jaco pissed himself. No!
Oh, that was good. That was clever.
That was. Maria, I am not single, but there is room for you in our relationship. Please DM me. What a mood. That's so valid.
Yeah. The back hall is just one of the oldest patches. There's a huge window on the far end, and supposedly there used to be stained glass in it. It was a depiction of an archangel, they say. Such a shame. Wonder when it was broken. Did Bestia break it?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
that's
really
right.
mad about thinking the angel was laughing at him,
That's right.
so he smashed it.
Mm-hmm. He hulked out.
Yeah, he hulked out. Whoops, I think I accidentally skipped your line there. Here we go.
Oh, yes. There we go. Thank you. If it were still there, I bet it'd be worth a fortune.
I find that hard to believe. First of all, why would anyone put a chapel inside a mansion?
You've got a point, I guess.
Now, how about you do some actual work instead of distracting yourself with all this nonsense?
I do work. But, the other maids can be a bit nasty, you know? Dealing with other women is like walking on glass.
Am I to blame for that?
What if I said you were? Don't give me that look. They're just not fond of me, simple as that. Nothing you can do about it.
Is that so?
Oh yeah, I was talking to the madam, and she was telling me you used to be quite the gentleman. Were you perhaps actually in love back then? You sure don't act like it, so it's easy to miss, but I guess you're not made entirely out of steel. Just like when you were younger, you're still...
Riri redeemed a thirsty. Take a sip. Ah. Do not speak of that. The past is not worth remembering. It is unnecessary. Oh, and Essie redeemed a stretch. Alright, I'm gonna stretch. Ah, there we go. Hi, Essie, how are you? Did you come here to judge me and my taste too?
So to you, the past exists just to be cast aside?
I...
Always. Nah, it's not important. You don't want me to talk about it, I won't talk about it. But your wife... Never mind. I'll leave you be. I have to get back to work soon or I'll be staring down the head maid's arctic smile.
Alright.
If the fancy strikes me, I'll drop by and we can trade more ghost stories.
Maria.
Hmm? What? No ghost stories?
No, not that. I've not forgotten those days. But no, it's...
He's like, sorry, what was a weakness? I'll be off then.
Alright. If the fancy strikes you, drop by and we can trade something other than ghost stories. Oh yeah, it's Essie's birthday! Everyone say happy birthday, Essie!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
What did I tell you? I'll consider it. Goodbye. Oh,
He's upset.
he's upsetty.
I love a sad, pathetic man.
Me too.
God damn it. I can't escape anything. They have grown to be so beautiful. Such a wonderful fragrance. The scent of roses is so calming. I wonder why that is. Would it cause any trouble if I picked one?
Well, hello there. Out for a midnight stroll, are you? Quite the peculiar hobby. Madam?
I cannot spend as much time as I would like to outside during the day, so I end up coming out at night. I apologize if it started you. Oh, now we're barking for the maid. That's also valid. Bark, bark, bark,
Very,
bark,
very,
bark.
very valid. Oh no, not at all. There's the chilling, captivating beauty to the sight of your snow-white form standing there in the moonlight garden.
I would hardly... what are you doing out so late?
I saw a figure through the window. On the slight chance it might be a burglar, I thought it my responsibility to ensure he did not break in. They did not. Why did I gender him?
Wow. So you just think only men burgle. You think only men burgle. That's kind of misogynist.
It kind of
Women
is.
can burgle too.
Women, as well as non-binary people, they can
Yeah,
also
true.
burgle.
Non-binary people can also burgle. Anyone can if they really want to. So do
That's
whatever you
right.
want. Believe in yourself.
It was also the middle of the night when the grocers, sure, servant broke into their safe. Frey and Aqua giving you the okay to burgle. That's
I'm just
right.
saying the gender can't stop you. Attain your dreams.
Yeah.
I didn't specifically say to burgle, I just said attain your dreams. You're choosing to believe that your dreams are burgling, and that's up to you. That's not on me.
Aqua's like, I am free of all blame here. News of that spread quite far. I am sure you would have heard about it. Oh, but Gamash was imprisoned quite some time ago. Dear me, cannot seem to get my head out of the past.
No, don't burgle my turrets. Y'all are already choosing my cat boy, and now you're gonna burgle my turrets. What the heck?
Uh-oh. Do you intend to give that white rose to someone?
Yes. I was thinking about giving it to my husband. While I expect he has little fondness for such feminine tastes, the scent of flowers has a truly calming effect. He might find it relaxing when he needs a reprieve from his work.
Oh, is that so? You are very kind-hearted. Speaking of white roses, the rose he meant to give you is the same shade of white.
Oh? He?
But when you touched it, it turned a deep shade of red.
Listen, I'm a good influence. I'm a good influence.
Mm.
I only encourage good things.
I wonder.
It's true.
There was but a single white rose in the garden, so he was unable to give it to you as he had wished. In its place, he had a decorative rose fashioned for you.
What exactly are you referring to?
Oh dear, do you not remember? Then am I to assume you've forgotten what happened to the rose accessory as well? He was unable to give that to you either. But that time, because you rejected the gift. I'm not criticizing you for that decision, of course. You had a perfectly good reason for not accepting it. Heartbroken from having lost you, he buried the rose in the garden. Over the years, the roses in the garden withered away, and in their place grew a thick, unsightly nest of weeds. Many, many years later, that accessory was dug up by a beast. And curiously enough, it had not a speck of rust on it.
A beast?
You do not remember him either? The foreign man who, through his interaction with you, almost regained his humanity.
I'm sorry. Bestie! Pour one out for Bestie. We miss him. I have no idea what you speak of. The only gift I have ever received from a man is my Fennicus wheel. And furthermore, I have only lived in this mansion for a year. While the garden was not thriving as it is now, it was certainly not in ruins when I arrived.
Because I had been taking care of it, yes. But for whatever reason, by my hands alone, I was unable to make it into anything quite as splendid as it is now.
Listen, we all miss him. I've decided for all of you.
Once you arrived and began to work on it, however, just look around. You have restored it to its former glory, to the magnificence of the flaxen-haired family's time. I promise I am not trying to fault you for anything. Now that I think about it, it makes sense you would not remember. Though you are still you, you are different than before. Different, though not in the sense you are a wholly distinct person. Tell me, is your name again?
My name is... Yes, but you should already know that. Again.
More proof that you are indeed you. Did you know that your current name is pronounced the same as the name of the person you were waiting for?
What are you talking about?
I have met you many times, and I know of your past, of events that transpired long, long ago.
I'm telling you the truth. I first came to this mansion just a year ago. Until then, I had never left my country or even set foot out of my own house. We did not have any servants either. So where then are you saying we met?
This mansion, of course.
But I'm telling the truth. It was a year ago, shortly after my parents fell ill and received an offer for my marriage. I knew something had to be done. I knew it, and I'm telling the truth.
That is what you remember. Then I do not doubt you. But I also suspect I know why you seem so flustered. Are there moments when your memory seems hazy? When it seems like important details have fallen through the cracks? You needn't fret. One day, eventually, you shall remember all. One day.
Nox thinks the maid was being a bit sussy there.
A little bit sussy? Yeah, I agree.
Just a little bit.
Agree. Mm-hmm.
What the hell is this? A white rose. Did she leave this here? A flower? What does she think she's doing? Is she trying to aggravate me? That garden. That damn rose garden is the whole problem. Flowers serve no purpose but to deceive. That garden is a sign of weakness. It has no place in this house. We have a split opinion. Is the maid sussy, or is she perfect? Is she sussy, or has she done no wrong ever in her life?
We can do a poll.
I could set up a poll.
Do it.
Okay,
Do it.
give me a second. I'll set it
Okay,
up.
take your time.
I actually haven't done a poll yet before, so this is kind of exciting.
Ooh, yeah.
I've been able to do one for a while, I just haven't run one. So it's like, okay, time to figure out how this all works.
I think this is a perfect poll opportunity.
Alright.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. The maid sussy. Yes. No. Okay. Here you go, guys. You have a minute. Go for it.
You're honestly.
Alright, we have one sus but love anyways. Oh. Another that she's not sus and she's perfect. Another sus, but... Okay, so far we're not getting any sus votes.
Oh.
Oh boy.
I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her.
Glad to see she's winning over the people.
She is indeed perfect.
It's true. Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't turn on that option. I should have done that. Oh no, I was trying to just get it all set up so fast.
I didn't even know that was an option.
All right, the chat has decided the maid is perfect.
She is perfect.
Good
Well
job,
done,
guys.
everybody.
We got 0 votes for yes, she's sus.
Good.
All right.
Is this you or me?
It's you.
Okay.
Oh, another thirsty redeem. Before we start reading, let's drink a little. All right. Maid supremacy. Good for her.
Maid supremacy.
Yay.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
There we go. Approximately a week had passed since then. The white-haired girl was, as usual, spending her time in her room reading, staying inside the house. Then Maria barged in. Madam!
Oh my, you're out of breath. What happened?
What happened is we have a big problem. The garden! The rose garden!
The garden?
All the roses you put so much love and care into growing are being chopped down. We'll lose them all if we don't hurry. Upon hearing the news, the white-haired girl dashed from her room and towards the garden, with Maria following close behind. When she arrived, she saw a dozen or so sweaty, rugged men at work, Jacopo shouting orders. The men clearly had no concept of how much a single flower was worth, no concern whatsoever of their beauty. For they mercilessly, thoughtlessly hacked away at the shrubs like they were naught but weeds. Each flower they tore from the earth extinguished another of the many lives the white-haired girl had put so much time and effort into tending for. It's so sad! Jacopo, what are you?
Oh, hello, Maria. I didn't expect you would come with her. Why would you do? Why? Why, it goes without saying. This house has no need of a garden.
Yes, it does!
Damn flowers have no place here. Might as
Shut
well
up,
do
Jacopo.
something worthwhile with the soil.
No!
A miniature railroad would be a better use of the space, and certainly a great deal easier on the eyes.
This man literally said, I am ripping up all your flowers so I can build myself a little roller coaster in your backyard.
It's a little miniature railroad. He's gonna get obsessed with like painting it and like setting up a little town.
This child. Only a child because he was like, no, I'm ruining your fun for mine.
I could even get my hands on some genuine wheels. Same wheels being used on the revolutionary transcontinental railroad. 10 or 20 years down the line, they'll be worth a fortune.
Jacopo!
You know how much this garden meant to me, don't you?
Oh, she Angie.
Yeah, a rare Angie white-haired girl sprite.
Yeah.
Did it honestly have no place here? Flowers have a calming effect on people. They give you peace. They are not by any means worthless. So you're saying that a white rose was your passive-aggressive way of telling me to calm down? Not at all! I simply thought you... At the end of the day, you're just using them for your own purposes, to trick and deceive. To you, this rose garden was nothing but...
Jacopo! You've gone too far. This isn't right.
Gone too far. This is my mansion. What I do with my property is my business. With that rose arch out of the picture, we'll have a much better view. There wouldn't be anything blocking out the sun any longer. Weren't you supposed to be sensitive to sunlight? Spend too much time out here and you're liable to fall ill. Get back inside now. You too, Maria.
Got it. I gotta do this.
Did you just bonk him?
I did. had to let my anger out somehow.
No, he only has so many brain cells left.
He doesn't need them anyway. Can't use them right. The poor thing, though she did not say a word, was surely thinking, "Are you truly that determined to rob me of my sanctuary?" The words twirled around in her head, unable to make the final journey to her lips. She stood there, looking down at her own feet as her husband marched off, and listened to the screams of the roses being reaped. After being torn down by Jacopo, the garden reverted to a state of ruined desolation. A shame after all the work that went into restoring it to the beauty it had under the flaxen-haired family.
I'm assuming that was not another bonk for Jacopo.
I understand. And as Jacopo had said, in its place with scraps of metal, train wheels, prototype models, carbon rods. These items may have had value for him, but I certainly do not think it was worth robbing his wife for a place that made her feel comfortable just so he could store them there. Besides, I was rather fond of the rose garden myself. The roses seemed to evoke a sense of nostalgia in me. I felt as though, somewhere far beyond the edges of my memories, I had seen another garden of roses, modest though it may have been. But I cannot remember when it was. Does that come as a surprise to you? I am quite sure there are periods of the mansion's history for which I am not aware. Of which, not for which. But in any case, Jacopo had caused many people great pain in order to repurpose that garden for himself. And he continued to walk all over his wife. Whenever she tried to do something kind for him, he would brush her off, saying, "That's not your place." He paid no mind whatsoever to the looks of dejection that rose to her face each time he rejected her. I was beginning to wonder if anything she had said about the man he had met a year earlier was actually true. And if it was true, could a person really go through such a drastic change of heart in such a short amount of time? What do you think, Master?
What do you think, chat?
Yeah, what do you
Yeah.
think?
What do you think?
No, I've spoken enough about me already. I seem to be talking a lot about myself this time. But that is hardly appropriate behavior for a maid. Now let us return to our tale. That evening, the white-haired girl sat in her room, staring sorrowfully at her fennicus wheel. A small mirror before her, she tried spinning the paper disc. But it was just not the same as before. Her husband was not there at her side, and even more critically, there was not a smile on her face. And then she heard a faint knock on her door.
Who is it?
Me, madam. It's me. May I come in?
Oh, Maria. Oh, Dig doesn't believe it. I see. Of course, come in. What are you doing here at this time of night? Riri strongly dislikes this man. I see. Nondescript says he should drink some arsenic-flavored coffee. I see. So I can say we are not feeling Jacopo's vibe in the chat right now.
No? Mm-mm. Was just wondering how you were doing. Should I have left you alone?
Oh, it's no trouble at all. I am always glad to have you. Bestie needs to come rescue her from him. Oh, that'd be the crossover we deserve.
Yeah. You're making me blush, madam. I got the feeling you were a little down in the dumps. So I'm not here because I need to be. I just kinda ended up here, I guess.
Maria, Considering this game, I have to assume he's like being eaten alive or something, whatever he considers being nice to her or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, you're not making any sense. I can be a bit of a busybody, you know? Trouble with boundaries, I guess. I've never been able to fix that.
No, I don't consider you intrusive at all. I cannot count how many times your bright smile and cheerful energy have shone a light on me when things were dark. If I didn't have you, I would have given up already. You seem to see right through me. Even now, you're exactly right. I am feeling a little dispirited. That garden was an even bigger life raft than I thought. Perhaps I'm being overly dramatic, but the roses were almost like children to me.
You did raise them. I get it. I do. You put your heart and soul into tending that garden. It was obvious how much you loved them. Of course it's gonna hurt watching a bunch of men stomp all over your flowers when you care for them like your own children. Now I know I said this once already, but you don't need to force yourself to put up with him, really. You don't have to bend to his will just because you're a woman. You can survive without him. Anytime you want to walk away, that's your choice. I mean, I'd sure be lonely if you left, madam.
Lesbians.
Lesbians! But your happiness is more important than any of that. So, you know?
Thank you, Maria. I truly do appreciate it. But I would still like to wait for the day I can see his warm smile once more.
Just one more smile. That's all she wants.
Just one more
smile.
Weh.
If you say so. Well, in that case, guess I'll have to be there to back you up. It'll be alright. You leave everything to this holy virgin. I'll have a stupid grin on my face no matter how down you're feeling.
You really are the reincarnation of the Mother of God, aren't you?
Oh, you. I told you, it's just a joke. Whatever. So hey, madam, how about a dance?
A dance? At this time of night?
Yep. And since it's so late, no loud music. All you get is a little whistling courtesy of me.
But this room is too small for...
We'll use the Great Hall.
Wouldn't that put us in everyone else's way? He would probably complain about the noise too.
No need to worry. Jacopo's out inspecting some factory or something today. After that, he's got a meeting, so he'll be staying the night elsewhere. The rest of the maids are in their rooms chatting away. No one will notice. Where I come from, we dance all the time. We eat, drink, and be merry to heart. No food or drink for us, but we absolutely can dance. Dancing's a great way to forget all your cares.
I am not much of a dancer.
No big deal. Nobody's watching. Come on, put on a little fancy perfume and let's have some fun.
I don't have any perfume though.
Didn't think so. You've got all the right ingredients, madam, but you don't try to make anything special out of them. You've got so much potential, but not even a decent-sized wardrobe. At the very least, you should wear some perfume. Which is why, ta-da! I brought some with me. The maids are in love with this stuff. It's a big hit with women all over the country. The base is vanilla and it's got several other fragrances mixed in. Give it a try. It smells divine.
But Maria,
Come on, what's the harm? Just a little splash on your wrist, like so. What do you think?
You were right. It smells wonderful.
Doesn't it? so. You like it?
Yes, very much so.
Excellent. Now off we go to the Great Hall.
Are we really going to dance?
You bet your butt you are. We are? It's not healthy to hole up in your room all day. I know you can't handle a lot of sunlight, but you've gotta have some fun and move your body. Come on, let's go.
Oh, Maria?
Sorry, give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. How about... Oh, so what are you guys thinking so far? I know the overall vibe is not supportive of Jacopo. How we liking Maria, though? Oh, Riri redeemed a thirsty. Thank you. I will take a little drink. Ah, thank you. But yeah, what are we thinking of Jacopo or Maria, the white-haired girl, or even that little appearance the maid had? I'm always enjoying hearing your guys' thoughts whenever we get a chance to talk about it. You guys have some really good, interesting ones.
I don't know if it's just me. Hold on.
Oh?
Let me refresh. Oh, I feel like Chad is like super behind.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, strange. It's usually only a couple seconds behind.
Right?
Weird.
Very weird. Well,
I'm like, everything looks as usual right now on OBS. I'm like, I wonder if that's a Twitch thing.
Well, mayhaps.
Perhaps. Like, just looking at like the kilobytes per second, the FPS, CPU, it's like, it's all what it normally runs at, about.
Good.
I'm not seeing much in the way of dropped frames or anything.
Oh, now it's caught up. Okay.
Oh, okay, weird. Wonder why that
good.
was. Okay.
Yeah. Maria MVP.
Good taste, Nox.
Mm-hmm.
When is Maria going to horribly die? Oh.
I don't want to think about it. Maria forever.
Alright, so we hate Jacopo in chat and we love Maria. I see.
Love Maria.
I
yes,
see.
me too. Good taste.
Maria is pretty cool. I do like that she's actually nice to the white-haired girl. It's good that she has at least one person on her side here and like talking to her and supporting her.
Yeah.
Because it would be really hard dealing with any of this all by yourself. Especially for somebody with the white-haired girl's personality.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's so rare to see her. I do think that was the first time we've ever seen her with an angry sprite.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that the first time.
Me neither. I just realized like, oh yeah, she is like, you know, her eyebrows are a little furrowed and she's frowning. Like, that's her being angry.
Yeah. Good for her. Though she looked outwardly uncertain as Maria led her forward, a hand around her wrist, the white-haired girl seemed to be enjoying herself on the inside.
Maria is going to turn into a succubus or something. Ooh. I mean, that wouldn't be bad either.
That would be pretty cool.
See. The FPS is low. Why is this happening?
Oh no!
It's so strange because OBS never shows me like there being like an issue. I might have to just go at it and troubleshoot and see if there's something like hidden in advanced settings that I'm missing or something.
Yeah. Do you have what is it? The preview up?
I
in
do.
OBS? Okay. If you right click and do like I think it'll say like enable preview. If you click that so that it's off, you won't see anything on your end, but it'll help with the FPS.
Okay. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if that helps it.
Yeah. Not that we super need it for this anyway, but
yeah.
Yeah. They're lesbians, Harold.
They are.
That's right, they are.
They're lesbians, Harold.
Having spent her life without a single friend, she never dreamed the day would come when she would find herself being dragged through the empty halls of a dark mansion by another woman. Maria's presence seemed to shine a light upon the quiet corridor. It would have been a very lonely trek without her. Maria spun around, gave an impish smirk, and raised her pointer finger to her lips with a soft shh. The sight of it caused the white-haired girl to chuckle quietly. The two of them, on the way to their secret private ball, were like two adolescent girls. In short order, they arrived at the Great Hall.
My heart was pounding all the way here.
What's there to be nervous about? It's not like you're breaking any rules. Only kids get in trouble for staying up late. Once you've grown up, you're responsible for yourself.
I will say, though, that it seems rather odd for two women to dance together.
Oh? If you're having a good time, what does it matter what's between your legs? Where I come from, there are dances where families lock arms in a big ring and go round in circles. So who says two girls can't have some fun together?
Lesbians.
Lesbians!
I imagine you had many good moments with your family.
Well, I don't have a family anymore.
What?
Alright, so I'll show you how it's done. Watch carefully, because you're up next.
Okay.
With a wide grin on her face, Maria began whistling softly and prancing across the floor with an energetic rhythm. Why? Do you have so many bots in chat today?
Oh my gosh, yeah, what is happening? It's funny, it's been so long, and I have not gotten any bots until now.
Right?
Alright.
It was not the kind of complicated dance you'd see at fancy parties. The motions were simple, flowing, unembellished. A folk dance, I suppose you might call it. She seemed to be improvising a little bit as well. But in any event, the white-haired girl was captivated. Despite it being a sequence of steps anyone could replicate, Maria breathed life into the dance. She was neither as lithe as an acrobat nor as light on her feet as a professional dancer. She was her own lively, beautiful self. Maria twirled in place, the skirt of her main uniform billowing gently up around her. With a smile, she extended her hand towards the white-haired girl. She hesitated for a moment, but as if being pulled forward by some invisible force, she took Maria's hand. Hand in hand, Maria ushered the white-haired girl into her dance. It was just the two of them, but you could almost see the crowd forming around them. The other people stepping up to join in. That's it, madam. You're doing great. Now lift your leg up. Good. And spin like so.
This is not easy, Maria. I'm having trouble following along.
You can do it. Looking good so far. You're natural, madam.
Oh, Maria. I won't fall for your flattery.
Oh, that was me. I mean it.
All the cool streamers get bots. Ah, yeah, I finally made it. Yay!
That's right. The whispers of the two girls. Their muffled laughs. Step, hop, step, step. The rustling of fabric. Many different soft sounds layered atop one another, creating a little bubble of happiness in the center of the hall. The white-haired girl's movements were a great deal clumsier than Maria's, but Maria would never disparage?
Yeah.
Disparage. Yeah, okay, her for that. On the contrary, she showered her with praise. As flustered as the white-haired girl appeared, I imagine she was quite pleased. Before long, the tightness in her face muscles loosened, A smile spread across her lips, and she began to brighten up. See? What'd I tell you? Fun, huh?
Yes, I'm quite surprised. Both that I can dance and that I enjoy doing it so much.
Haha! Glad to hear it. They exchanged looks and both laughed. That might have been the first time I had ever seen the white-haired girl so delighted. However, because of her infirmity, she quickly found herself out of breath, her porcelain skin flushed red. Maria immediately stopped for a break. She could surely have continued dancing for some time yet, but Maria was conscientious of the white-haired girl's physical condition.
Good job. That one was a pain to say out loud.
Thank you. It is. She looked over at Maria regretfully.
My apologies. If only I had more stamina. I am hardly a suitable partner for you, Maria.
Here you are. This is all to cheer you up, madam. So as long as you're having fun, nothing else matters. And heck, I'm enjoying myself plenty too. What do you think? Wouldn't it be nice to do this again sometime? Whenever you're feeling down, let's dance.
If you really do enjoy dancing with a frail girl like me, then I would be glad to.
Have a little more confidence in yourself, madam.
Oh man, chat's arguing about if we're cool or not.
Oh!
I think we're cool.
I think so too. I think so. You're so pretty and kind-hearted.
Oh, Dig turned it around.
Oh, yeah.
It was all a ploy.
Oh, thank you, Dig.
Thanks, Dig.
I have loads of fun when I'm with you. So you don't need to be so hard on yourself, got it?
Thank you.
The pleasure is mine. Tis an absolute honor to have the rare opportunity to see such a bright smile on your face, madam.
My apologies for keeping you out so late. I should get back to my room.
Oh, I didn't even realize what time it was. I'm more than up for a little more gum flapping.
You have improved my mood more than adequately. I would not want you to be tired for work tomorrow.
Aw, okay. Well then, let's get out of here.
Yes, let's.
Smiles on both of their faces, they made to exit the great hall. However, before they reached the door, it swung open. A man's towering shadow cast the two women into darkness, his cold, bitter glare affixed on them. If I'd had even the faintest premonition this might happen, I would have done anything in my power to stop the two cheery girls on their way to the hall. But I am eternally powerless.
What are you doing?
Standing before them in the doorway was the master of the house, Jacopo.
I thought you would not be back until tomorrow. And how would you know that? Now forget that. Does my staying the night elsewhere have any effect on you? You were just waiting for this opportunity, weren't you? No, what would I possibly want you out of the house for? I'm sure you know better than anyone. What is that smell? Perfume? When did you get perfume? I have to say you seem to be having quite the time. Look at you, you're out of breath, red as a beet. I made the right decision coming back. Where the hell were you going? No, I wasn't going.
Jacopo, calm down, seriously.
You shut it! Now you're taking this tramp's side. I've told you before, you are not to leave this house without first consulting me. Or do you mean to tell me you've forgotten? God, your ears aren't just for show, alright. They're better than that. They'll even throw out the parts you don't want to hear. No, I swear I was not doing anything, you... Silence! I have no interest in your excuses. You're always watching from the shadows, observing, trying not to step on anyone's toes. What a time for a hard-to-react message. Good job. And in the back of your mind, you're mocking me. No, Listen up and listen good. You just try stepping out of line again. You just try disgracing me again. You will not get away with it.
Calm down, bro.
For the love of God. Get back to your room now. You too, Maria.
Alright.
God, what is this sickeningly sweet smell? How utterly infuriating. It'll take forever to get this off me. I've always thought you had at least some sense of taste.
This man.
Wow.
Oh, this man. Why did he have to disparage her so? What did she do wrong? What did she do to deserve that? She did not think whatsoever wrong. She deserved none of the ridicule he showered her with. However, she was not a strong-willed woman. She did not have the courage to retort to the man yelling at her. And neither did Maria, it seemed. Without another word, they both scrambled out of the great hall, away from Jacopo. The white-haired girl was a painfully miserable sight to behold. The cheer had drained from her spirit, and the rosy hue from her now pale cheeks.
Oh man, another Jacopo supporter has arrived.
Oh, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome.
He's kind of moe.
Kind of a Sunday. He's so cute.
Oh my god.
Chat's great. She was hunched forward slightly, looking like a small, scared animal. Hey, I'm sorry. This is all my fault. I hadn't asked you to dance. And me bringing the perfume only made things worse.
No, you need not feel bad about anything, Maria. Everything you did was with my best interests at heart. So, don't worry. I will be fine.
So, madam, I'll clear everything up. I really am to blame after all. He wouldn't even give you the time of day if you tried. He's a stubborn little shit when he's mad. I'll talk to him. He's more likely to listen to me. I'll tell him another ghost story. Wink.
Dozens of Jacopo supporters. Dozens.
I'll make sure he knows he was jumping to conclusions, and that I'm the one who dragged you out there to dance. We need to bump chat. And also that I forced you to wear the perfume. I'll clear everything up, okay? So please, you cheer up.
It would be best if I could tell him myself. But yes, you're right. He would likely not listen to me. He rarely ever listens to me. I should be ashamed. I cannot even hold a simple conversation with my own husband.
These things happen, you know? It's not easy being married, in a lot of ways.
Yes, you're right. I apologize for having you do something so unpleasant, but I would appreciate that.
Oh no, no problem. I'm happy to.
Yeah, Coco Maida knows him on a very personal level. They hang out every weekend.
No need to apologize. I've got this. I'll dunk his head in cold water until he's not blowing steam from his ears anymore. I'll cool him down, I promise. And you never know, maybe he'll be open to listening, not opening. You could be back to the way you were a year ago in no time. Don't you worry, I'll take care of it, madam. Be positive. You look so much better with a smile on your face.
All right. Thank you.
Poor girl. I doubted Jacopo would listen, even coming from Maria. And I imagine the white-haired girl felt much the same way. However, she grabbed onto that sliver of hope. She let herself dream. She let herself believe, even just faintly, that everything could go well. Such is human nature. When uncertainty has you in its clutches, you grasp at whatever hope you can find to keep yourself afloat. That night, she did not sleep. She was afraid that even in her dreams, Jacopo would be shouting at her. She felt as though her memories of a year prior were beginning to crumble away. The next morning, I love this OST track.
Me too, it's good.
Yeah. The next morning, Jacopo stood alone in the den by the billiards table. He appeared to be rather agitated. His face was twisted into a frown, his pointer finger tapping restlessly against the hard surface of the table. Evidently no longer able to stay in one place, he paced a circle around the table, then swiped up a rack and a cue, setting up a game of 9-ball.
I just want to say, I think it's really funny that we were only all united in Chapter 1 in bullying Mel, and then since then it's just been like debates on these men's validity ever since.
I love it a lot.
I think it's just really funny that Mel got like the consensus, and then
Like, yeah, bully this kid.
and then from there on it's just like, alright, time to start a fight in chat. Which I pretty much do start a lot of the time.
Yeah. Good night, Noel.
Alright, good night, Nah. Have a good sleep.
Sleep well.
Yes, have a good rest.
I am not intimately familiar with the ways by which men entertain themselves, but in truth, I was bewitched by the sight of him leaning over the table. It almost seemed as though a steel rod ran straight from his shoulder to the tip of his outstretched finger, upon which the cue was secured by another finger looped over it.
No, men are valid, I get that, but I can think of one man in this game who's valid. For sure.
Oh, me too. I was like, who?
You needed a second to think about it.
I did.
There was one universally valid man. Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Mm-hmm. With a smooth, flowing motion, he thrust the cue forward slightly, pulling it back and repeating the process once more, before ramming it into the cue ball, sending it rolling into the diamond of color.
Bestie! Yeah, him!
Truly.
Oh, that was so good! That was incredible! Listen, Korn, we run that poll at the end of the game. We need to let everybody take their time and think about it.
Yeah. A chorus of clicks and clacks emanated from the center of the room. Balls collided into one another and ricocheted off the cushioned walls, a few landing into the pockets situated around the edge of the table.
Oh, Deuce makes a very good argument. I have to agree with that.
Jacopo appeared to have accomplished this with little trouble, but I imagine merely striking the cue ball with a stick would be rather difficult for someone inexperienced. But despite his accomplishment, it seemed to only exasperate his agitation. Lousy positioning, he muttered, though I hadn't the faintest idea what he was talking about.
This is literally me when I watch people play
Right?
billiards.
You know,
I
what
have
you
fun
mean?
watching it, but I'm just like, I don't know how to play this.
No? I'm just like, gee, this is fun to hit. What do you mean you can be good at this game? You don't just hit it? What should have been a game for his enjoyment, he went about with a constant look of exasperation. I suspect he was using it as a way to blow off steam. And as a result, the tension in the air was palpable. I felt it would be improper to intrude upon him, even considering my distaste for the man. There was an undeniable beauty in every motion he made, every perfectly audible clack of billiards balls bouncing off one another.
Oh man, chat's having a time, huh? I just look over and I'm like, I see.
No.
Carry on.
You do you. It was an enchanting sight. But then, someone without the slightest regard or appreciation for beauty came marching in with a hammer to shatter it like glass. Oh no, who is this?
I think this character's only in this scene.
Okay. Gotta say, that was pretty impressive. The man leaned against the frame of the open door. He was neither a resident nor a worker of the mansion. The man's face was covered in a scraggly stubble, his body draped in grime-caked garments. His eyes were sunken so deep it was as though I was looking at a fleshless skull. That there was a feral glimmer in them. Needless to say, he was not prim and proper.
How long have you been there?
Tommaso!
Tommaso!
Not long, but man, I can't help laughing. You were completely in your own world there.
What do you want? Why didn't you send a maid for me?
Don't be such a hard ass. We ain't strangers, man. Why should family have to go through maids to see you? That just ain't right, brother. Your door should always be open for family.
Enough. I am not your family.
We're bound by something even stronger than blood. By our family. Oh no. Koska? Or Costco?
Koska.
Koska. I don't know.
Thank
Zach.
you, Nox. I appreciate the support. Don't. You only ever bring up the Koska when it's in your interest.
Oh, scary. Come on now, what happened to you, little Jack? Where'd the little boy who used to call me Uncle Tommy go?
Don't you dare use that godforsaken name. Get the hell out of my sight. What in God's name are you doing here?
The man hailed from the same country as Jacopo. They had a peculiar relationship. Though they were not blood-related, he referred to Jacopo as family. They came from a sunny island in the Mediterranean Sea, a place of many unique customs, and an entire underground society. Koska was a word that originated from and referred to those underworld families. It would be another 30 or so years before organizations like theirs received much public attention. At the time, they were not widely known. Just a short step into the future, and they would grow so powerful, the very mention of them would send a chill through the room.
Oh, Freyja, your turn for the Italian accent.
Oh no!
Go for it, I believe
Hey
in
now,
you.
that's no way to talk to a fellow Brazzati. You're on the short list to become the next couple for Biglia. I don't know what that is.
It's like the head of the mafia.
No, I don't know what that accent was.
Oh!
That's how we operate.
Well, it's Italian, obviously.
I I could go home and say you threw me out of your house. How'd you like those rumors to spread? Soon to be Capofamiglia wouldn't even listen to a little request.
I very much doubt anything you said could damage my reputation. How did you manage your worst accent at Hogwarts? I have the better one. I win.
You win! Congratulations!
Woo!
I ain't being exiled yet. And as long as I'm done with one of them, they won't ignore me.
I like that Essie comes back just to say what the hell.
Oh, that's some mighty fine looking whiskey you got there. Don't mind if I do.
Nothing here is for you to drink.
Booze is my lifeblood, man. No love for a brother.
You worthless leech. It surely won't be long before you find yourself in exile. If you're lucky enough to get off the hook with just exile, that is. A child could snap that scrawny neck of yours.
I'm gonna go. I'd rather go tied up, tortured for days, covered in tiny little cuts from head to toe.
You sick
We know
bastard.
a man for that.
You disgust me.
Call me a carnal adventurer. I despise the mundane. Last thing I want is to go out like a wet fart.
Is this what you came for? To waste my time with your insipid nonsense?
Oh, hardly. Surely you have an idea what I'm here for. And how much I need.
You damned maggot.
A worthless leech, a sick bastard, and a damn maggot. Any other names you got for me up your sleeve?
You son of a... Do you honestly think this is how you ask for a favor?
Whoops, excuse me. I beg of thee, O esteemed future Capofamiglia. I'm bone broke. Not even enough money to put bread on the table. Could you spare a little for a brother?
You brought this on yourself, I'm sure. I hear more than enough stories about you, and hardly any of them pleasant.
Me.
Drinking, gambling, debauchery. I'm humiliated to be in the same cask as you.
You want to make money playing, you gotta learn the game first.
Says the worm who played himself into oblivion. Now, do you honestly believe I'll give you anything?
Oh, but you will. You got no choice. Costco rules, you're required to help a fellow countryman. Especially considering how few of us there are stranded on this colossal landmass. You won't even notice the money's missing. It ain't because you can't, but because you don't wanna. But Jacobo, being a tight ass does nothing for you. Me coming to you for help keeps your good name clean. That's the thing about being boss. You quietly keep little shits like me out of trouble, so that trouble don't come raining back on you.
Worm? You do not seem to understand your place. Rather than lecturing me, you should be on your hands and knees, begging and crying for my help. Worm
That's
gain!
what you want. I'll gladly comply. Happy to kiss your boots while I'm at it.
Don't even think about it. Know this, there won't be a second time. I will be reporting your conduct to the family back home. I'll look forward to seeing how they deal with you.
Just try to have a little mercy, would ya?
Hey, is there a maid around? It doesn't matter who.
With me!
It's her!
How may I serve you, master?
Get a single stack from the safe. Here's the key. It goes without saying, but don't touch anything else. Give the money to that man, as you're escorting him out the door.
As you wish. Is that all you needed?
Yes, now get to it.
Very well. Excuse me. Well, well. That's one looker of a maid you got there. But there's something, I don't know, eerie, strange about her.
Fancy that? We agree on something.
Just leave her alone. Just let her be. Don't think about him.
Oh god, so many thirsty redeems.
Oh
Thank
my
you, Commander Alex.
Thank you.
Alright. Take a nice drink.
How long she been working here?
Couldn't tell you. As I recall, she came with the house. Is that the kind of woman you fancy?
A gal you can't read will always be interesting.
Is that so? Now that he mentions it, how old is that woman? Though I suppose it doesn't much matter.
Don't worry about it.
That's so rude to ask.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
even think
come
about
on.
it.
It's fine.
Don't perceive it. Oh yeah, Jacopo. One other thing I wanted to talk to you about.
What is it this time? And if it's more of your blather, I will shoot you dead where you stand.
Damn! Now, no need for threats. This one's about your, better half.
What about my wife?
Well, to put it simply, yeah. She came to me asking for advice, looking a little distressed.
Nondescript, your taste is good. Anyone who likes the wife or likes the maid is valid. My wife asked you for advice?
Yep. From the sounds of it, you're pretty rough on the little lady. That just ain't right, man. You managed to snag yourself a broad that pretty. You ought to treat her at least a little better, you hear? She looks good with a smile. You gotta make her show it to you every once in a while.
Why would she come to you about that?
Don't ask me. Maybe she ain't got no one else to talk to. And you know, for whatever it's worth, I am part of the same Costco. Guess she thought it'd get through to you easier? Really, you just have to put a little more into how you act around her, and she'll be smiling for you like always. Oh yeah, I've got just the thing. Women love this stuff. I'm sure she'll be thrilled.
Is that perfume?
Haven't you heard? Everyone's talking about it. I'm a big fan of this stuff too. It smells great. Pretty girls smile at you wearing some. Pretty girls smile at you wearing some of this. Any man be in love in an instant. You've never given her nothing fashionable before, have you? May look like just standard water, but you can't let that fool you. Go on, give it to her. You like a nice smelling lady too, don't ya? A little bit of scent can give a different flavor to your nighttime excitement.
Vanilla.
Well, I've said my piece, so I'll be taking my leave. Don't want to keep her maid waiting too long and get on her bad side.
Hold on, Tommaso. Why would she?
Make it last. That's all the advice your Uncle Tommy has for you. Ciao.
Wait, Tommaso! I could go after him. It would be a simple task. Catch him, grab him by the neck, make him tell me. Tell me where he spoke with her and what she told him. But why? Why will my legs not move? Asking him for advice. Fashionable perfume. Her smile. She looks good with a smile. She'll be smiling for you like always. That can't be. She hardly ever smiles around me.
Maybe if you treated her nicer, Jacopo?
But she'll smile for him. Last night, when she was short of breath, having such a grand time wearing that perfume, getting ready to leave the house. Just who was that smile for? God damn it! Don't you think I'll let you run free any longer?
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
His eyebrows were furrowed, creating deep creases on his forehead. Several servants stood off to the side, watching their master attentively as he stormed past them down the corridor. However, no one said a word to him. Had he not been preoccupied tending to his countrymen, I likely could have prevented it. The look on his face would have made it obvious something bad was about to happen. Can we just have like 1 minute apiece? Please?
No.
No!
Never.
No!
Why would
Oh,
we ever
no.
have that?
Please. Please.
No.
Oh. Something that would serve only to further her misfortune. She was already in a less than ideal situation. And it was perched on the edge of a hill, soon to be rolling down into even worse territory.
Jacopo? What's the matter? If you wanted to visit, you could have said something rather than coming in without knocking. Is that really necessary? Pardon? Is there something you so desperately want to keep from me that I must knock before entering? That I should have to let you know in advance that I'm coming? What? What are you? Well, is there? You want to talk to him behind my back, I'm told. What'd you tell him? You moaned to him about my behavior? That hurts! You told him I'm rough with you? You cried on his shoulder because I'm not nice enough? Him, of all people. Wait, Jacopo! You're mistaken, let me... Silence, not a word, not a single god-forsaken word. The only thing that comes out of your mouth is excuses. Lies and fabrication. You put on this sweet, innocent little girl act, but what's really going through your head? Maybe I should just rip that mask off your face. Stop! Jacopo! You look down on me, your nobility, and I'm just a nobody who married into it. No, stop! Let go of me, please! When did it start? How long have you been seeing him? Who else have you been seeing? Covering yourself in fashionable perfume and smiling, even though you never smile around me. Please let me go. I can see it in your eyes. He's just a worthless commoner. Why would you think that? Why will you not listen to me? Silence. It's all your fault. Every last thing. Alright, Riri redeemed a thirsty. I'll take a drink and try not to laugh too much in chat.
Joker moment. Sicko mode.
Sicko mode. He's living in a society. Alright, thank you for the redeem. I tell you not to leave the house, but you do. I tell you to do as I say, but you ignore me. Every last thing you do drives me mad. I don't have time right now to deal with this. To rack my mind over you, over a woman. I don't have time for it. Why do you not do as I say? Do you not have enough already, huh? Will you not be satisfied until you've taken even my arms and legs? I've given you money, clothing, everything. You have an incredible life. Look around you. That life of luxury you and your parents wanted. It's right here. You have it. What more could you possibly want? Why do you insist on being unfaithful? Unfaithful? You think that what I'm doing is unfaithful to you? How else should I describe it? You leave your room despite my ordering you not to. Don't think I don't know. When you came to the den the other day, you had your eyes on the other men. No, I did not. I had no such inclination.
Innocent.
Not another word from you. I have no interest in your excuses. If that's how you're gonna act, then say goodbye to your freedom. You're forbidden from leaving the mansion, or your room for that matter, or even speaking to the servants. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll make you a new room. Too many people come in and out of this one. It'll be somewhere quieter, out of the way. You like the garden, how about I put it there? If you leave that room without my permission, this time, I'll kill you.
Oh no!
Why? Why will you not listen to me?
Jacopo, the master of the house, likely loved the white-haired girl. That is what I saw in their exchange. Normally, love is supposed to be a sweet, warm, wonderful emotion. It makes you care for, value that person even more than yourself. But it was the exact opposite for him. I never knew that love could be such a painful thing. How did his love end up so twisted? What did he expect to happen by confining and abusing the woman he loved? Perhaps he was conscious of that. To be human is to sometimes find oneself driven by uncontrollable internal impulses. A few days later, Jacopo dragged the white-haired girl from her chamber and led her outside. The garden she had once loved was now a thing of the past. It had become a dreary space, nary a rose in sight, and being taken there did nothing to improve her mood, only sadden her further. The cold, grey piles of metal freckling and the cold, grey piles of metal freckling the barren earth seemed to mock her. Her husband led her, the lady of the house, to a shed that had been repurposed into a Spartan living area. She begged and pleaded, but Jacopo would not have it. He shoved her into the sad little shack and locked the door.
Alright, do you think that's where we should call it for the night?
I think that's a good place to call it.
It's a good little stopping point. Alright. Ooh. Okay.
That's so sad.
Yep, it got very intense there.
Yeah.
1 second while I load or save and close the game. Alright.
Okay.
Alright. Whew. Yeah, that chapter is a lot.
It's sad.
Yeah, I know this one is known as very divisive within the fandom with readers.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, it's a time.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
How are you doing, Freyja?
I'm fine. I'm a little sad.
Just a little?
A lot sad.
Nah, I'm like, it's been almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we went for a while there. I didn't even notice how long it had been.
Right? But yeah, okay. Looking back and reading this chapter for the second time, I have many more thoughts. Yeah.
It's hard because I don't want to talk about too many thoughts before the end of the chapter. So it's like, okay, what do I say before?
Exactly.
Because that's half the fun, is like watching chat kind of go through and form their own opinions, or again, in the case of people who've read before, like react again. But it's very interesting. I can say on my first read through, I was also very not fond of Jacopo. And even then, it's like I still get why people have very strong negative reactions to him, because it's very hard to like find any reason to enjoy, or not even enjoy, just like tolerate what he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to like, you know, it's hard to look at all this stuff and like see what anybody else could see to enjoy him, even just as a character.
It's true.
Alright, and Riri redeemed another thirsty. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the thirsty.
A little less drink for the night. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, needed after all that reading. Yeah. Alright. But I hope you guys have had fun and you've enjoyed the experience so far. I'm having a lot of fun rereading it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Alright. So, time to find another streamer to raid.
I know Essie's going live soon, but she's not live yet. I don't
Essie,
think.
no!
Essie, no! He's cringe. Jacopo's the worst. The implication that you find redeemable. Listen. I don't want to say anything.
Oh, it's hard because it's like, I don't want to like sit there and like try and argue too much one way or another, because I'm like, it's not even redeemable is the right word. I think he's a very interesting character.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Very interesting.
You guys want the murder beastie back? I'll do my best. I'll try and find a way to edit him back into the game. We'll mod it.
We'll have him with us always somehow. Since Graha's gonna be Juice next stream, we'll just have him hanging out in the corner.
Yep.
with us always.
Alright though, I think I found a streamer who might be fun to raid. It looks like she's doing some cute art. I think Mel even raided her the other day, so we'll send her another one.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright.
Send her love from Prismaria.
Yes.
Raid message. We need a raid message.
Yeah. Let's see.
Fana Morgana is always so serious. Oh my
I know.
God, I know.
It's hard to like come up with a little meme. Yeah, this part is a lot, but yeah, the chapter is not over. There's still a lot to learn.
Yeah. It is, yeah, exactly like you said. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Alright, bye-bye!
Love
Alright,
you guys.
should we do a Catboy Juice raid since we made it to that
Mm-hmm.
point? Alright.
I think so.
Alright.